Come, I want to show you something here. Have a look. This is the foreword to the book I have here with me. And as you can see here in orange, it says, many regard it, this book, as the only book of spiritual teaching really worth studying. That's the reason why I have this book here with me today, because in my opinion, this book has answers. Hopefully by now you have realized that life as we usually live it is nothing more than a rat race. A tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. And when you understand things properly like that, a few questions arise in your consciousness. Deeper sort of questions. We can call these existential questions. What is the meaning of life? What else is there to life apart from sleeping, eating, working, repeating? What is the nature of the universe? Who am I? Why am I here? And I think this book contains answers to those sorts of questions. So what I'm going to do today, I have marked a few quotes that I have considered really important, and I will see if I can find a way to summarize this in a way that can be easily digested by you out there. The purpose of your life is not to achieve success, is not to gain $1 million, is not to buy 6 houses, is not to have 4 children. No. The purpose of your life is to find this divine spark to who you are. And Nisargadatta's message is all about helping you find that. Imagine sitting in a small, dimly lit room in the busy streets of Mumbai, across from a humble yet piercingly insightful man, a realized master. He speaks in simple words, yet what he says shatters everything you thought you knew about yourself. Nisargadatta Maharaj was not a scholar, not a philosopher, not a priest, but a man who spoke directly from his own realization of truth. His teachings are as direct as they are profound. No unnecessary complexity, no elaborate rituals. Just the raw, unfiltered truth of who you really are. In this video, I'm going to summarize for you 4 core truths that constitute the essence of Nisargadatta's spiritual teaching. So the first truth in Nisargadatta's message is that the inner life is so much more important than the outer life. In his teachings, he constantly reminds people of the importance of going within, of having awareness of what's happening inside of you, rather than being lost in the external life of worries, problems, work, and things that we need to do. For him, it's important that we find a balance between living our life outside and realizing that there is also something that he calls the inner life. Take the first step first. All blessings come from within. Turn within. In another chapter, he talks about meditation, which is a practice that he considers really important. And he says, the primary purpose of meditation is to become conscious of and familiar with our inner life. The ultimate purpose is to reach the source of life and consciousness. True happiness cannot be found in things that change and pass away, which, in a parenthesis, is what he described before are the characteristics of the world outside: impermanence, fleetingness. And let's continue with the quote. Pleasure and pain alternate inexorably. Happiness comes from the self and can be found in the self only. Find yourself, and all else will come with it. Which brings us to the second principle in his teaching, which is to know what you are, find what you are not. To know what you are, you must first investigate and know what you are not. And to know what you are not, you must watch yourself carefully. In essence, he talks about who you are, what you are, as being something that cannot be understood conceptually. It cannot be grasped by thoughts and words. All that can be grasped by thoughts and words and concepts is what you are not. So he says, you are not anything that you can say about yourself. You can say that you have a body, therefore you are not your body. There is something more to you, more essential to you than your body, than your physical nature. You are not your feelings. You are not your emotions. You are not your thoughts. You are not the mind that's constantly talking in your head. Those are things that you are aware of and that you have linked with your identity of your name, Alex. I have convinced myself that I am this body, that Alex is this mind, these thoughts, these feelings. But in reality, I am not. I am not that because I am something so much more profound than that. I am not anything that I can observe and be aware of because, in my essence, I am the awareness itself. I am the observation itself. That which observes, that which is aware of my mind, of my body, of my feelings. That's the background space that allows life to be. That is what I am in my essence. And of course that I cannot define as such in any meaningful way. I can only feel it. So his teaching is all about finding who you are, but not in a way that you can describe it and communicate it, no, but rather in a way where you can feel it. The essential nature of who you are, which he calls the self, is in you. It's that place of you who's constantly aware. If I ask you, hello, are you there? Hello? You're going to say, yes, I am. That's the part that we're trying to find, to feel, that essence in you, that awareness, that light, we can say, that illumines everything. He calls this witnessing. Quote, you must watch yourself continuously, particularly your mind, moment by moment, missing nothing. This witnessing is essential for the separation of the self from the not self. In other words, the way in which you can know yourself is by observing your mind. Can you be aware of this voice that you have in your head that's constantly commenting on your life? You shouldn't have done that. Don't forget to call Fred. Why did you say that? What are they doing? This is the voice. Can you be aware of it? Can you make it your 24/7 job to just be aware of your mind and note all the thoughts that it thinks. If you do that, that's the way in which you can get to know your true self. Which brings us to principle number 3. Focus on the I am. He puts this massive emphasis on the concept of I am. So here he's giving advice to one of the persons that are asking him questions. And he's saying, you give no attention to yourself. Bring yourself into focus. Become aware of your own existence. Can you be aware of the beingness that you are? In other words, can you be aware of awareness? Can you be aware of your own existence? Can you observe that part of you that observes? If you can, please close your eyes for a minute. And I'm going to ask you one question that I want you to reflect with your eyes closed. How do you know that you are alive? How do I know that I am alive? This is probably one of the classical philosophical questions, and people like Descartes, for example, he investigated this and he realized, and he said, I think, therefore I am. Which is the answer to the question we are asking ourselves. How do I know that I am alive? How do I know that I am alive? It's because I am thinking. That's what Descartes discovered. I think, I can hear this voice in my head, therefore it must mean that I am alive. But there is a deeper level to self-knowledge than that, which is what Nisargadatta explains. It's not about your thoughts, there's something deeper. How do you know that you are alive? Because you are. There is an existence that you can recognize. The lights inside are turned on. Therefore, it must mean someone is inhabiting the house. That light is your awareness. And that light is the I am that he talks about. Turn within. I am, you know. Be with it all the time you can spare, until you revert to it spontaneously. There is no simpler and easier way. And here in a different part he says, refuse all thoughts except one, the thought I am. Refuse all thoughts except one, the thought I am. So he's saying, disregard all of your thoughts apart from the thought I am. In other words, treasure the thought I am. Repeat it to yourself as constantly as you can. I am, I am, I am. This thought is a pointer. It's not a truth in itself, it's a pointer that says, go there, look there. And if you stay with this with enough attention, I am, I am, I am, I am, eventually you realize that beingness towards which this pointer points. It's a feeling of beingness. You can sense yourself. You can sense the life that's inside your body. You can sense the life that animates your body. You can sense it inside of you. It's a feeling of energy. It's a feeling of sensation. How do you know that you have a body? Well, because I can see it. Okay, what if you close your eyes now? How do you know, without accessing the memory of a few seconds ago, how do you know that you have a body? Without moving and without opening your eyes. It's because you can feel it. That is the I am. It's the aliveness that is in the body. It's your spirit, your soul, the awareness. That is the important thing to find. And the last principle in Nisargadatta's message is the title of this book, I Am That, which comes from one of the Upanishads. The Upanishads are probably the earliest spiritual teaching that we have these days. It's a great book. I will probably analyze it in a future video, so please make sure you subscribe. Click the subscribe button and click the like button while you're at it so that you don't miss when I publish the video on the Upanishads. But anyway, where the name of the book comes from, it's from the Amrit Bindu Upanishad. Sorry for the pronunciation. Which says, that in whom reside all beings, and who resides in all beings, who is the giver of grace to all, the supreme soul of the universe, the limitless being, I am that. Which, in other words, we can say that in your essence, you are part of that supreme soul. There is a divine aspect of who you are, and the purpose of your life is to find it. The purpose of your life is not to achieve success, is not to gain $1 million, is not to buy 6 houses, is not to have 4 children. No. The purpose of your life is to find this divine spark to who you are. And Nisargadatta's message, as I hope I've been able to communicate to you today, is all about helping you find that. Let's see if I can find something to finish with. Don't bother about anything you want, think, or do, and just stay put in the thought and feeling, I am, focusing, I am, firmly in your mind. All kinds of experience may come to you. Remain unmoved in the knowledge that all perceivable is transient, and only the I am endures. In other words, I am is the only thing that endures. Everything else will end. In other words, in other places, he says that the beingness, the I am, is the only thing that's actually real. All else is unreal because it is bound by the laws of impermanence. A natural consequence of knowing that is that you learn to let go of your need to control your life, of your need to control the future, which is your aversion, your desires. I want the future to be like that. That's in itself the cause of great part of your suffering and anxiety is wanting the future to be a certain way. And when you know that what's transient isn't as important as what isn't, which is inside, when you know that, you can let go of your need to control life, which we can call surrender. And let's see if I can find a sentence on that to finish. He says, personality is merely a reflection of the real. The life of which it is an expression will guide it. Once you realize that the person is merely a shadow of the reality, but not reality itself, you cease to fret and worry. You agree to be guided from within, and life becomes a journey into the unknown. In other words, when you realize yourself as beingness behind content, as the being behind the personality, you start learning to allow yourself to be guided by life, of which personality is an expression. Just as you do not need to worry about growing hair, so I need not worry about words and actions, about what he does and says. They just happen and leave me unconcerned, for in my world, nothing ever goes wrong. So, I think that's it for now. There's so much in here, so please let me know if you have found this beneficial, because if enough people find it beneficial, I might be motivated to record a second part on this, because there's so much here that I can comment on. I hope that you are well, and thank you for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time with another great book. Bye for now.